when the world gets in my way, I need to make a getaway. So I ride down that old dirt road, the same place I always go. It does a soul good sometimes to be alone from time to time. Take the time and let it all go. Watch the world go by real slow.
This is Ramble. I'm Hobo John. Got Adam over on the other side, and we're going to be talking about the stuff we talk about every week. So let Adam throw some information at you to get us started, and then we'll just jump right in on the good stuff.
Yeah, guys, just don't forget to check us out on the website for the podcast is rss.com/podcasts/Last Hobos Ramble. And then we're also on Facebook. You can also listen to us on all the major platforms: Spotify, iTunes Music, Podcast, Amazon Music, Pandora. We're bad. We're nationwide.
That's right. Billy Gibbons ain't got nothing on us except the beard. So, hey man, have you noticed
the talent?
Yeah, well, you're gonna count talent in there.
Yeah,
come on.
Got to speak.
Have you noticed our TikTok is getting more and more following and likes?
I have noticed.
I don't want to say it's blown up, but it's getting some traction. It looks like we've been putting stories of some of the locals here, and we're mobile. If you know somebody within reasonable distance, we'll go talk to them. But I've been going around drinking coffee with these. I don't want to call them old men, but the older men sit around, drink coffee. You've seen them. Every town's got them, and we go sit up there and they tell these stories. So I just record them telling these stories, and I've been putting them on TikTok and our Facebook, and I think we're going to try to get Adam to put them on YouTube also. So you get a chance, it's video. You can watch it, and they're real short, but most of them are hilarious. If you want to hear a 90-year-old actual cowboy, somebody that has done nothing their whole life but be a cowboy, talk about roping a rooster, it to us, it's funny. I sent Adam one last night. We're going to put up about a policeman who arrested two guys one time, and he didn't even get out of his car. So yeah, y'all check that out if you hadn't seen it. I know Adam sees them on the TikTok, and we've been getting a lot of good responses back, little comments, keep the stories coming, and things like that. And like I said, we're trying to model ourselves to whatever you guys like, what y'all want to hear. So if there's something out there, let us know. If you don't want to hear about Texas history, say so. You can jump in here anytime, Adam, and save me.
I think they prefer to be called experienced.
Yeah, experienced. Well, how about the elder statesman?
And call them old, you liable to get roped like the rooster, man.
I tell you what, I wouldn't say a crossword to either one of them. I tell you that.
I told John when I heard that story, I was like, man, this is the guy that originally showed up to snub the rooster, man.
That's right. Alice in Chains, But the stories are funny. They're clean. You might hear one cuss word every now and then, but you're not going to hear any vulgar stories or anything. One, we're not going to put them out there, and two, these men are in public, so they won't tell them in public. But I'm sure they probably got some down there somewhere. No, they're just good people, and they've got a lot of stories. And I can't believe how many people told me they wish they'd have done this with their grandfather or their dad. Because those stories, once they're gone, they're gone. So, like I said, if there's anybody within reason you want us to go sit down with and catch some of these stories, we'll do what we can to help.
Hey, and they're willing to let us record them and talk to them.
No, we would definitely. You're going to be there. I guess we're going to put them on social media. So I had one gentleman yesterday afternoon tell me he don't want to be on no stinking computer. when he's up there drinking coffee and eating breakfast. And I said, that's not a problem. We'll edit you out. We don't want to do something somebody doesn't want to do. We're going to, which he wasn't in any of the other videos so far. So, but yeah, we'll make sure he doesn't get on there.
But yeah, don't have us scheduled to go talk to Grandpa, and he's not going to be happy to see us.
Right, you need to talk to them first. But yeah, the TikTok's doing well, and we got some stories to line up on there. I think everybody's liking it. So that's the podcast and the TikToks and everything. Everybody sign up and put a like on there. Helps keep that growing. So you want to add anything to that, or?
No, I mean, other than like you said, just hey, if you like us, I mean, even if you find something that you like there, you think a friend would like, even if it's not your thing, share us with other people, because that's how we're going to grow. We're definitely getting a little better at this each time we do it, and just the way it is, we're probably going to try different things coming up in the near future, and you got a voice in that. If you'd like to hear us talk about something particular, or you've got an event coming up in your town you'd like for us to talk about or tell everybody about, we'll do it. And hey, if you just like to hear me and John and I insult one another, that's fine too.
Yeah,
we're adept at that particular activity.
Yeah, Adam hit on something there that if you've got a voice in this, we put a post on Facebook and tagged in our friend Terry McGraw's page because it related heavily to what we were putting up, and we had I don't know how many questions and comments. And I sit there at night and I answered every question and commented back to everyone. So, if you put something up there, we're going to answer you. It might be a short answer, but you're going to get an answer back. So, don't feel like you're talking to the computer. We will answer you. I'll try to. If Adam answers you, you may not understand what he said.
That's hurtful.
Now, I meant for it to be. Hey, Texas music or music in general? Yeah, did you see where Miranda Lambert says she's thinking about taking a year off now after the little blow up with the fan and the selfies?
I saw that.
And, we talked about that, maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe, we don't know. I don't know Miranda Lambert. I know she lives a couple hours from here, but I've never really known her. So I'll say this about anybody that's up there doing entertainment, and if you don't realize that they're just a human being trying to make a living, okay, they're at their job when they're on that stage, just like you're at your job. And if you've never blown up on anybody at your job or had a bad day at your job, you got to be kidding me. So if she had a bad day, and she's over it, good. If she, if she got a bad personality, which, okay, that's when they come on that stage, you're not seeing the real person to start with. Again, they're at a job. Their job is to make you think that they love what they're doing while they're doing it, and that they love all of their fans. So, they're just people working, and that's what they like to do for work. Very few of them, I'll say this, there's very few people in this world that I think would just, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Eric Clapton, I'll say it about them. If they had not been successful in music, they would be sitting on somebody's couch playing guitar. They wouldn't be out there working road construction to make money. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I know touring's hard on them. So if she needs a year off, hey, Miranda, if you need to de-stress and relax, you need somebody to talk to, I'm just down the road. Okay? You give me a call. I'll put the number in there later.
Yeah, I tell you, don't hold your breath.
Well, I ain't gonna hold my breath, but like, hey, whatever.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just, I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, you are a bountiful fount of helpful. I'll give you that. Uh, the hiatus seems to indicate that maybe there's some stress there. Uh, you know how that goes.
Yeah, and we hope that if she takes off, she just gets some rest and comes back. She's a huge star, and she's from, like I said, she's from right up the road, not too far. So we kind of feel that hometown vibe when we see her. So
Yep.
hope she does well, and
I think that whole thing got really blown out of proportion, but
I kind of think so
sometimes,
too. But
sometimes if you don't address something immediately, then it festers, I guess.
exactly.
Uh,
So I wanted to bring up another person that me and Adam had talked about this a couple of days ago. He sent me a TikTok of a young man, and I laughed and sent him back a message. Said, "Yeah, I just saw him today on TikTok." And Adam's like, "Have you seen it? Listened to his music?" I was like, "Yeah." And this guy is Oliver Anthony. I'm sure you've probably heard of him already. He's out of West Virginia or Virginia somewhere, right, Adam?
I think it's
He's over
West
in
Virginia.
West Virginia, over in the coal mine country, and it's just him and a guitar. He has no publicist. He has no manager. He has no contracts. He has nothing but him and a guitar. He lives on his own place, kind of off grid, and decided he would post his songs on social media. Well, he blew up. Last time I looked, he had over 1 million listens, I think, on Apple Music or Spotify, one of them. And he's number 5 on Apple chart right now, competing with the biggest musicians in the world. And if you haven't heard this guy, they should go listen, shouldn't they, Adam?
They really should. I would say it's definitely bluegrass, bluesy to me.
It's
Uh,
very downtrodden.
it's very downtrodden. If you're having a bad day, probably wait till you're a little more upbeat. But it's real lyrics and real stories and real statements. I mean, this guy obviously puts a lot of feeling into what he's doing. He's not a Texas guy, but here's the deal. John and I even talked about it. Yeah, we do Texas stuff, but this guy is amazing talented. Okay, and he actually, I saw a TikTok the other day. He was showing where he recorded "Ain't Got a Dollar, Don't Need a Dime," and he did it in his utility room. He has sheets hung up and a microphone there. But when you listen to that track, you couldn't tell one way or the other. And so one of the few benefits of social media is has evened the playing field slightly for some of the more talented folks. They don't have to do as much selling themselves to corporate entities as they used to do. Because like this guy, he became a viral sensation on social media, and because of that, because the people liked it and pushed him and shared him, well, now those corporate entities are going to have to pay attention, because at the end of the day, here's this guy afloat out there. They're gonna want their piece of it. So I hope he does
Absolutely.
well. I hope he stays humble. If you watch any of his videos where he talks, he's a very humble guy. Seems to be. Uh, the song that really has caught fire is called "Rich Men North of Richmond,"
Hmm.
which I don't know if anybody's not geographically inclined. The rich men north of Richmond are going to be the politicians in Washington. I mean, it's just a real.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
he
it's angry, sad song is what I'll tell you.
He is so talented. He's getting away with just a guitar and a microphone plugged into a computer. Johnny Cash did that, but that was after Johnny Cash's last recordings, just about, and he had Rick Rubin producing, so kind of different. But this guy is unbelievably talented, and like Adam touched on that. Yeah, he's not from Texas, but I'd rather listen to someone with good music from anywhere than bad music. I don't care. You can be from the heart of Texas and be a pop star, and I'm not going to give 2 cents about it hardly. I will talk about it. I will help promote it a little, but I will not, you're not going to get my nickel. So I would rather these people like this young man who's very reminiscent of Towns Van Zandt to me. I don't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but when I get that same melancholy feel listening to him as I do when I listen to Towns. And, Towns was famous for saying there's two kinds of music. There's the blues and zippity doo dah. So everything should have the blues in it a little bit. So
I haven't found any zippity doo dah in amongst Oliver Anthony's discography right now. There's one called Feeling Pretty Good, okay, Purdy, and I was like, man, maybe this one's a little upbeat. No. No. And so
I don't think he's understood what the word upbeat means yet. So
no, and here's the deal. No matter what you write, okay, you write fiction, you write nonfiction, you write poetry or music or whatever you want to write, okay, and that's what you like to do. We've said this a dozen times, and other people have said it too. You write what you know. And so this guy right here, he's probably had some life experience.
Nearest I can tell, he's had a bad day.
Yes, several of them. But I mean, and hey, you know what? He for all intents and purposes, I don't know. I don't know his life story, but I know he said he's got 90 acres in the woods, tries to live off the grid. And I think it was his Facebook profile or something where basically it says he writes music and pets dogs. And it almost, at this point, seems like he's run out of dogs to pet. So look out, Nashville and beyond.
That's right. I'll tell you this, if he comes near here, I will go see him.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's what he had the video last night talking about. Hey, if you're coming to this show, I'm staying until the last person leaves. I want to talk to everybody. So hopefully he stays humble like that.
Yeah, I hope so too. Other than that, in music, I don't have a lot to talk about. I know there's some, we have the regular upcoming shows. Right now, just about every weekend, most of the eateries have someone playing one night of the weekend, if not more. I sent you a post about Pop Gun playing down at the Wheelhouse in Port Neches.
Yeah, they played last night, right?
Yeah, Saturday night. And I've seen Pop Gun on social media and stuff, but I'd met one of the guitar players, or I don't even know how the band's structured actually, but I met a guy who plays guitar and sings with him, Dick LeMasters, years ago. And I was so floored with his writing and performing that since 2009, I followed him on social media where I could. And he plays with this band Pop Gun sometimes solo. If you get a chance, go check out Dick LeMasters and our Pop Gun. I know they were over at Margaritaville in Crystal Beach. I think last weekend, I seen some pictures and video clips. They had that place rocking, and it was packed. We talked about before, everybody wants to meet these people and be their friends. The time to do it's before they take off, go out and support them, because If you ever been down and out, those people that come around then, that's the ones you remember. You trying to
That
catch
is.
your nose there, little buddy?
Nah, I had to hit the cough button.
No, I don't even know where that's at.
Just
Just
mute
edit.
yourself.
You just edit it out, okay?
Yeah, just mute yourself, John. It'll be okay.
I'll just
Like
talk for the rest of the show.
it's like it's like watching a Neanderthal over there trying to operate the. He's got one finger in the air pointing down, guys, and he's going, "You're dead, then."
Waiting for somebody to say nuke 'em.
Yeah, exactly. He's hovering over the button.
Yeah, y'all should be scared.
We're gonna have to catch us an event out at that the Margaritaville on
Yeah, I'd like to go down and try it. Do you know anything about the Margaritaville at Crystal Beach? Is it affiliated with Bubba Buffett? Or
so, if I'm not mistaken, yes, they're taking kind of a, and it's possible that I'm mistaken, but they basically took the theory behind the Margaritaville resorts and turned it into an RV resort and event venue. So they're having concerts. They've got areas to rent as far as like buildings and things. I'll say this: the way they did Margaritaville, if they're not affiliated with the Bubba Buffett area there, they're probably going to have a phone call and some interesting mail soon, because that Margaritaville they've got is written a lot like the Margaritaville that Bubba Buffett has.
I'm quite certain it's probably a license deal that he's getting his share of it. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, I'd like to go check that out. I got an RV sitting here. You know about it. The old Crow Hop. We can hop in there and head down, spend a weekend. I think it'd be a good time. I want to say I seen they had Kevin Fowler down there one time.
I like Kevin.
I do too. And I would love to go see Kevin.
I've seen Kevin in concert. It's a good show.
I like his music. Well, that's all tongue in cheek and happy.
I was fixing to say he's definitely the let's go have a good time and listen to some music.
Yeah, I like that.
We've got a lot of Texas songs, man. Texas forever.
He's born and bred, buddy.
Absolutely.
And he's really a more talented guy than people realize. I think I was telling you that I want to say back in the 80s he had joined up with a band, hair metal band maybe, or heavy metal band called Dangerous Toys.
Yes.
And I think he ended up writing and playing on one of the albums, and he toured with them. He got a platinum record or gold record. I can't remember. He got an award. It's called an award, because I don't know where that, which one it was. But he did get a record award or two for that. And then after that scene died, he just transitioned, which most people wouldn't have been able to do. So.
Well, and I read an interview a while back with him, and he talked about he still keeps in touch with those guys.
Yeah. I imagine so. They were friends. They lived on the road together. You don't get much closer than that. If we could catch a Kevin Fowler show or something like that, I would go see Pop Gun there. To be honest with you, I think we'd have as good a time.
Right.
So, of course, if you ever get around me and Adam, we're gonna have a good time wherever we are. It might be annoying and not a good time to other people, but. I have been talked to for having people laughing at a funeral before. So, hey, what are you gonna do? So,
hey, you got to celebrate the life too.
That's right. And that's all we were doing, was telling stories about what happened, and the people around me got to laughing. And I actually had somebody come over and say, "What are y'all doing?" They're pointing at me. I'm like, "Oh God." So,
I got some of the funniest stories I've got for a funeral.
Yeah.
One more before we leave the music stuff altogether. I think Miranda also has a Gibson's kind of.
Yes.
We'll say paying her tribute, but
yeah,
this is a money grab deal on Gibson's part. But she has a new guitar out, and I think they did an electric version too, didn't they? Or is it just acoustic?
I thought it was just the acoustic with an electric pickup in it, but I don't know.
May have been what I saw there.
Got the LR Bags pickup in it. Not that I'm a guitar nerd, but anyway. If anybody would like to send us a Miranda Lambert Gibson to test out and give a review of, Adam will be glad to give you my address, and we will definitely do a hands-on live review of that guitar. And
Yeah. So
yeah,
if anybody's got a cool $5,000 laying around that they want to spend on the new Miranda Lambert Bluebird signature acoustic electric guitar, we would appreciate it.
hey man,
And yeah, you can go ahead and send it to John there and where he lives, because frankly, I probably couldn't play it anyway. If I played it, the Gibson drop it off the lineup.
well, I'll tell you what, I may not can play it like somebody else should, but there's one thing for sure, I'm not going to back up if somebody puts it in my hands. I'll tell you that. I'll give it a go, buddy.
You ain't scared of
Yeah.
it.
No, sir. I'd love to try one of them out.
I mean, it's a pretty guitar, and if it's your thing, you want a Miranda Lambert.
Maybe maybe you and I ought to run down to Fuller's one weekend and try one out.
Yeah, you can.
He's a Gibson dealer, and I'm sure he would let.
Bet
You know,
he's
they were
got one.
sticking them $5,000 guitars in our hands last time, so
Yeah, I kind of pushed you out in front of them.
yeah. You know, and that Adam's picking it, you know, about somebody wanting to send us one because we're just two guys with a very small podcast. But you know, you never know, and this goes back to getting to know the musicians and people. I've met a lot of them, and people ask me, how do you meet them? And it's just kind of perseverance. You know, you go out and you try to meet them. First of all, you tell people that's what you're there for. Then you'll be surprised how far you get just acting like you know them and just being polite to the people that's working the security and stuff. But Paul Thorne, great singer songwriter. Paul Thorne has always been amazing to me. I saw him 2002 at Jerry Jeff Walker birthday bash first time. He blew Gwen and I away, and we've been fans ever since. And he's got of course social media he posts on. And one time I think he was a Golden Gloves boxing champion. You know, so he's very very
well rounded.
Yeah, he's very well rounded. And I tell you what, I wouldn't cross the guy up. How's that? But
competition pugilist.
Right. And you know my boxing skills, Adam. I don't want to hurt the guy. You know what I mean?
Man, so, I know. I've seen you box several things up for sure.
Right. I box and ship very well. Just look at my eBay reviews. But anyway, getting back to how do you get to know these people and stuff? Well, we commented on Adam and I both have our own social media, but I try to do all my commenting from the last Hobo's Ramble because it represents both of us, and it does give me a little anonymity if I don't want to reply back or something. So I'd reply to a couple of Paul Thorne's posts, and he actually put on there check marks or likes or thank yous. Says it's from his account. We don't really know, but I posted on one the other day, and he actually. Adam can explain it to you better than me probably because I don't understand what he meant, but he wanted us to follow was it a personal page, Adam, or because we were following his music page, right? Or did he just not know we were following that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he just wanted to make sure we were following his page. So
yeah, so when you get these things on social media from people, if you'll just hit a button, but when you get these posts on social media, there's like buttons, and comment buttons, and share buttons. The more of that you hit, even if you don't read it, hit the like button. At the end of the week, they send out, or Facebook does a thing that says that you're one of the top people responding. And they give you what you call a badge, and it redoes every week, I think. But those people who run that social media, they get a list of the names of the top people. and they may not know you, but your name pops up there enough, they're gonna remember you. Okay, so that's one way to start getting in with these people. Now, look, you're not gonna go to George Strait's website and do enough of it on there to get. Okay, let's be honest. We're talking about the independent artists, the Texas artists, uh, people like that. If you want to meet Vince Gill and people like that, George Strait, we can talk about that one day too. It's doable, but it's yeah. You want to support these guys? Just go on there and like their social media. There's people I go down through there and check every day. I check everything they put on there. So get your name out there so they'll start to remember you. But I thought it was neat that Paul Thorne had commented on our post back. He's a Mississippi guy. Which,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Well, hey, like I said, I've always like I said a while ago, he's got good music. He's a nice guy. So to me, he does a lot of stuff in Texas with his Texas festivals and outlaw music stuff. So I consider him one of our adopted sons. How's that?
That's fair.
You know,
That's kind of what I was just fixing to say. So, I mean, you look at people like, okay, Blaze Foley.
yeah.
Is originally an Arkansas guy, what, Melbourne or something like that?
Yeah, Ray Riley Hubbard,
Yeah,
originally from Oklahoma.
yeah.
Jerry
Hey,
Jeff Walker, originally from New York.
so those people, not originally from Texas, but they got here as fast as they could.
Well, and look, here's the thing. They came to Texas because they liked it. They liked what was going on with the music. They liked the people, all that. And here's the thing. They didn't try to come in and change anything or do anything. They wanted to be here and they wanted to fit in, and we welcome that kind of stuff. It's one of those things. If you come to Texas, people come to Texas. You fit in, you try to get along. In a few years, you're considered, a Texan. And that's just the way we are. We're kind of we really are a melting pot over here, from the beginning all the way to today. There's so many cultures and so many people that come from different places, and we just look at them and laugh and say, "Come on in." We're here. We are.
That's
So,
it.
but
That's how you're supposed to be. I mean,
yeah, yeah. We've been places and people done us the same way, so we understand it. Uh,
that's it.
you brought up Blaze Foley, and I don't know where it went, why I hadn't seen it again. Yeah, if y'all haven't picked up, I'm not the best social media guy in the world, but something come across the other day that they have a film out about Blaze Foley, kind of like they did with Towns and Guy. I
Yeah.
don't know where it went. They're doing one with Stevie Ray and Jimmy Vaughn, kind of a movie documentary thing. I can't find anything about it hardly. So, but I would love to sit down and watch both those films. Blaze Foley sadly didn't get any real attention until after he died. Like a true poet, he was overlooked and overshadowed, I guess. And the guy wrote some really brilliant songs. He didn't, as far as looks and things, he didn't really fit in. He was very free spirited. The joke goes around. The dumpsters in Austin. They put out by the company BFI, and BFI stands for Blaze Foley Inside, because the stories are that he would live inside dumpsters overnight.
He basically a homeless guy, and it's how he chose to live. I mean, it wasn't a. Yeah, he was very talented and gifted musician and songwriter. And I mean, honestly, you said Oliver a while ago and reminded you of Towns, but I could see a lot of the
He got
Blaze.
well, Towns and Blaze had a lot in common.
They
You know,
hung out. They hung out for a little
yeah,
while, and it was like mixing dynamite and fire. From what
yeah.
I understand from some of the stories, but Richmond, north of Richmond, kind of reminded me of like Oval Room, or
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah. It does. He's got a lot of. I don't know what his influences were, but he is very steeped in that type of music, you know. But yeah, those two films, if anybody hears where they're playing or when they're going to be out on Netflix or anything like that, if they are, I'd love to know myself because I'd love to watch them. Last Sunday, when I went out to eat, we don't go out and eat a lot, you know. We're kind of homebodies anymore. So when we're in town here at the house, we don't go eat much. We went to 6 Mile RV Park in Marina. We just happened to show up there last Sunday. Went in, got waited on right away. Went ordered, I think, chicken fried steaks. Man, they come out. They were, I mean, perfect. Great chicken fried steaks, cold sweet tea, everything. Service was good. The place started getting a little more packed after the church crowd, which we knew just about all the people that come in, which was good. But that was good. You know, we got to see some people we hadn't seen in a long time. You know how that is. Sometimes your parents' friends come in, you got to speak to them. We saw Alton Carlson. I meant to mention Robert to him, but we passed by so quick. It was just a handshake deal. But that 6 Mile RV Park in Marina, we don't get paid to advertise. If we tell you about something, it's because that's what we do. There's no money exchanging, no free goods or anything. We're going to be full disclosure on things like that. But that 6 Mile RV Park Marina, they have different specials on Friday and Saturday nights. Sometimes they have music. It's a great local business. It's kind of, if you've not been there and you're up here on Toledo Bend, it's kind of hard, maybe hard to find because it's off the beaten path. But basically, you just ask anybody. I would give you directions, but I've been here my whole life and I can't tell you what the road numbers are. So I'd probably get you lost but I can tell you how to get there, you know. So.
There's an old tree on the corner that's been struck by lightning.
Yeah, Mr. Barlow used to live in a house there, and he had a coon dog. And that coon dog, that was the best coon dog I'd ever seen. Yeah, we can do that.
Take a left at the old burnout Ford truck on the corner. Some of those country living directions.
Yep. But ask anybody down there. There's another restaurant there. I can't say anything about it. I hadn't eaten it in a long time. It's pretty popular though. But yeah, 6 Mile RV Park in Marina. I'm sure your phone will tell you how to get there if you ask it. But go by and if you're up here, go by and give them a try, man. So these local businesses, you know, local people. We don't have industry here like a lot of people, so we really push the local businesses. So I've been hoping somebody would barbecue in the near future, you know, and get invited to that. But I hadn't been invited to a barbecue from somebody. You know, I need a buddy that's got a pool and a barbecue and knows how to mix a good drink, but I don't have one of those anymore.
I invited y'all. Last 2 weekends, y'all could come cool off.
You said, y'all can come get in the pool. Me and Amber's going to be going to so-and-so.
That was last weekend. Yeah, I didn't have much of a choice on that one.
Yeah, just come on and use the pool. We don't want to be there with you.
Come on.
But you're welcome to use the pool.
Man, whatever.
It's so easy to guilt Adam sometimes. So, yep. But yeah, Adam does a pretty dang good barbecue. So, wouldn't mind getting involved in some of that. We got a holiday coming up, don't we?
Yeah, we got Labor Day coming up.
Right, so maybe we can get together and do something then. Probably some good music going on around town.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Beaumont doesn't push the music scene like they should to have the amount of people come out there, in my opinion. You know, Beaumont is famous for having great musicians and great singers come out there. Probably arguably the greatest country music voice ever. They claim Beaumont claims him, but he was really from where Saratoga. Saratoga. That's over where Texaco started, right? Or near it.
Well, near there.
Yeah. So yeah, George Jones come out of there, and he, arguably is the greatest voice country music's ever had. And somebody's gonna put down there somebody else, and I can't disagree with you. If you say, Vern Gosdin or George Strait, great. I agree with both of them. But I still say George Jones is one of the best voices, if not the best voice that ever came out of in country music or any music. I mean, guy just had this haunting voice and was so, and he had so much talent he couldn't even screw it up.
Yep.
I've seen some old videos of him in the studio drinking, opening a beer and drinking it, and take a couple drinks and just start strumming and playing his guitar, and they're recording.
Yeah, he tried. He tried to mess
Yeah,
it
he
up.
tried to mess it up.
Probably not intentionally, but
Well, he had some demons. Let's be honest, okay? He had
yeah.
demons, and a lot of people do. A lot of
And
especially talented people.
and later on in life, he did what you're supposed to do and have
Yeah,
have some sense of humor about it. I mean, he even did a music video where he's relived his trying to get away on the lawnmower,
yeah,
getting arrested after he'd been drinking. But
yeah.
you know, I don't know. A lot of them are like that, and don't wish that don't wish that fall on anybody for sure.
But let's do a real recap, real quick, of who all we know, just off the top of our head. Like, so you can do a countdown with your hand when we need to get close to stop, and if you'll watch the clock too. You want to do a 1 minute deal of how many people we can come up with from the Beaumont or Golden Triangle area?
Oh man, yeah.
I'll let you. You want to start? Or you want me to start?
No, go ahead.
Well, we said George Jones. I'm going to go with Janis Joplin.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got Mark Chestnut,
Mark Chestnut. How about the Big Bopper, J.P. Richards?
J.P. Richards. A lot
Yeah,
of people wouldn't know that one.
yeah.
You got
The main
Tracy
town.
Bird.
Tracy Bird. I always loved Tracy Bird. Well, you got to throw Clay Walker in there. Them Beaumont boys.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
and a lot of those kind of around the Vidor area, Beaumont
yeah.
area, somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's
Uh,
what I said. Really Golden Triangle area. So.
yeah, I think Tracy was he Nederland? Somebody was Nederland. Might have been Clay Walker. I don't know. Uh, but and
Yeah. Johnny and Edgar Winter.
yeah,
I like Johnny better than I did Edgar. Edgar got a little too freaky on that synthesizer for me, but Johnny was just a monster guitar player. So, uh,
I
I
mean
mean,
that's already a handful.
yeah, that's Hall of Fames all the way around, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
and
that's just right there quickly. I mean, I'm not even trying to think right now. There's people,
so I recommended a movie to you where Janis was actually mentioned in there. Janis Joplin. Uh,
right?
there's a movie on Netflix right now, which is not about Texas at all, but it's about something else that we certainly love, and it's called The Jesus Revolution. It's got an actor in it that we enjoy and have for a long time. Kelsey Grammer plays one of the lead parts, and it's really a good movie. Uh, could be watched with your kids. I'd say 10 years or older. And the only reason I say that is because there's some drug use depicted, uh, kind of on these people's path to finding Jesus and getting right. But it's a really good movie. Amber even watched it. She's not one to watch movies much nowadays, but she watched it with me. Really good, especially in a world where most of the movies just stink. But this one had a good message based on a true story. Uh, so about the early 1970s revivals. Country was going through some really hard times at that time. Young people had a little bit more freedom than they had had in previous generations, and everybody was trying to figure out how to handle it and get control of it. And Of course, there's always a way. It just doesn't always involve a people fix. Sometimes you have to go seek God out for that kind of fix. So it was just a really good story.
Yeah, you see a lot of people that celebrities and stuff that turn to God, and sometimes it's after they're in trouble. But truth is, that's when most people do.
Yeah,
And and
gotta hit rock bottom. Gotta lose everything
right,
before you.
and I've seen people say, well, well, what if it's not real? Well, let me say this: if it's not real, then you've got all these people who feel better for no reason, right? I don't know. I don't believe that it's not real myself. Uh, I definitely need to watch that movie. I seen it on Netflix, and I kind of steered clear of that. I've got to wear, even with my glasses, I need to get a new prescription because I can't read the description from where I'm sitting. Don't laugh, you're gonna be there. Uh, I can't read that description. I seen the name of it. And I thought, man, this might be something derogatory or something. There's a lot of movies out there against Jesus, so I
Yeah,
just avoided it till I. But now I definitely want to go watch it and see. I love Kelsey Grammer. You talk about a guy that hit rock bottom. A lot of people don't know when he was filming Cheers, he had to go to the set with an ankle monitor on.
yep.
So, and there's all kinds of stories about entertainers who've been through drug addiction, alcohol addiction, everything. But that's a tough world.
I was worried about it too at first. Watched the trailer, and they really sold it in the trailer. You go watch the trailer, and you'll see kind of what grabbed me. But more or less, just to make it short and simple, was an acknowledgement that, hey, this is a good thing and real, and I'm gonna open it to everybody. And if they don't like it, they don't like
Right,
it. The people that don't
right.
like it can hit the bricks
So, how
because.
did the Janis Joplin part play into this?
So it's heavy into the beatnik hippie scene, right?
Okay,
And so Kelsey Grammer, not to give everything away, but he's got a small Baptist church in California, and I mean a very small congregation, older people, straight laced, and at the beginning, him and his wife are watching on TV all the protesting and the hippies, free love and drugs, and he's just kind of lamenting like, hey, it's the end, which probably at the time it certainly seemed that way. I know that there's been times when we say the same thing. Here we are at the end times, but anyway, he says something to his daughter about they need a bath and uh, need a bath and a job or something like that. He makes a little comment. She said, "How do you know? You never even seen him. You never even met a hippie." And she's driving along the road, and there's a guy walking down the road with a cape on the back. It's just a hippie guy, and it says Jesus, you know, everybody love or something like that, and Jesus. And so she pulls over, picks him up, takes him home so he can meet her dad. Sits down and talks with the guy, and the guy's a legitimate Christian hippie, for lack of a better word, and he tells him, explains it to him, hey, I've got young people, he calls them my people. My people, the hippies, are looking for something real, and people threw drugs at us, and we tried that and figured out it wasn't real. He said, but I finally found the real thing.
Was Kelsey Grammer the preacher?
Yes, but like I said, it's based on a true story, and so you like it, you and the familia get together and watch it. I mean,
We'll do that.
it was funny, heartfelt. It was all the way around, had everything. But
We'll try to
yeah,
get in there and
some
watch
of the
it.
hippies,
See, and
some of the hippies at one point were going to go to a concert, and that was their big selling point. Man, Janice is going to be there.
yeah,
She had
she
a
was a lot
follow.
more popular after she left Port Arthur.
Yeah, she had a following, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she had a talent. I can't say that nothing about that. I don't get all the people who put the pictures of her up and talk about how beautiful she is. I don't see that myself. we've been having wildfires up here in the National Forest quite a bit, and they brought in firefighters from all over the country. And I was in Brooks's having breakfast the other morning, and the Puerto Rico firefighting group was in there. Probably 30, 35 men and women.
Wow.
And they were in there getting breakfast at the deli. And I just want to say that, number one, thank them for coming and fighting the fire. We do appreciate it. I hope everybody's treating them well. But they were some of the most polite, well-mannered people that I've seen in a long time. And like I said, they were polite. They come and sat down in the deli area to eat, and they must have got a call out because looked up, and I didn't know they left. You would have thought chairs sliding and stuff like that. No, they got up, picked their chairs up, put them back in place, left the building. I had my back turned to them, just where I was sitting. I did not know they had even got up and left. We're Texans, man. We'll come through everything, We hadn't had no losses of houses or nothing major like that. Just a lot of the wood areas have burnt. It's probably not going to mess up deer season or anything like that. It'll probably help out because you'll have if we ever get any rain, we'll have new grasses and weeds sprouting for the deer and animals. But yeah, it's a thing right now, man. They Forest Service everywhere fighting fires. We're thankful they're here. Just want to say how thankful we are.
Yeah, no, 100%. This time of year, a lot of times, especially we're in a drought, a little bit of a drought. Hadn't rained since the beginning of July, and we're already halfway through August. But this time of year, it happens. So mind your cigarettes, mind your trash burning. Shouldn't be doing it right now anyway. I think everybody's under a burn ban, but do the Smokey Bear thing right and prevent the forest fires, because once you get them started, guys, it takes off, and there's no controlling it sometimes. It could be
and
your
if you
house.
see these men and women out in public that's fighting these fires, just say hi and, be polite and thank them for, that goes a long way. They're away from home. They're away from their families, and the only memories they're going to have of this is how we treat them and that there was a fire.
All right. Well, I think that's probably all for this week, unless you got something else.
All I got left to say is it could have been a wallaby. I don't know.
Could have been a wallaby. Could have been anything at this point.
That's right.
We appreciate y'all listening. I hope y'all enjoy it and find some. Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, I was just going to say, hey, drop a line on our email or in the comments of this or something. We really are paying attention to what you guys say, and we really appreciate everybody listening. We don't have a big following, but I would rather have a small following that listened and commented than I had just a huge following that nobody paid attention to.
Yep.
So, hey, put something down there, and we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. We'll beat it to death. So.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate y'all. Share us, like us. Hit the social media up, follow our Facebook page. And like we said last time, negative, positive, we'll take all of it, because publicity's publicity.
Yeah, and if that's your true feelings, that's your true feelings. That's fine with us.
That's it. We definitely take constructive criticism, or hey, I want to hear about this. But
right.
Hopefully they enjoy the new intro music and the exit music too. So we'll get that put on there.
Yeah, I haven't heard it, so hope it's good.
Hopefully I edited it in enough that it won't be harsh.
Right.
Y'all have a great week in Texas, and we'll catch y'all next time.
All right, man.